Even though we're sharing this, we're going to give you the background stuff. There is a lot of little details that I just will explain to you guys. Part of that daily grind is the continual upgrade of our office. We've taken 2 rooms at the hotel to make this our studio. So we've got to decorate. We just painted that wall. This wall is unfinished, but we took our curtain and moved it here. We got studio lights. We got our little counter that we moved over here. And yet we still have to do our electrical, our ceiling paint, and remodel this whole place. And we got Sam, who's up in the background, that we are training, and she's been a great add to the team, but we are definitely still in the building process. But aside from that, we still have to run this bad boy. We've got a couple of guests here, but Stephanie Grace. Ta-da! This is Trish, our front office. How long have you been here now?
4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
Fresh and new, great add to the team. She's been a blessing and a great help taking control of the front. And we've got construction in the back. We just ordered some wood and it is raining. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear that. That's thunder in the background. So, part of our daily grind. We've got my man down there. That's Along. He is a lifesaver and an awesome, smart dude. Guyububet. The other hand is out today, but check this out. A tree's gonna go there, so we're opening that. We've got to put a planter. We still got to build this huge deck that goes out to there. We're adding these tie beams, all due to dun, 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 flood control projects, supposedly. So, okay, some details that you guys might not even need to know about, but these bars are getting painted because concrete is porous, and so we want to make sure that this doesn't deteriorate too fast. We use pretty thick rebar to make sure that if it does start to rust, that it'll be a while before any rust seeps through it. We're going to seal the concrete. They have an additive called Sahara, which is like a waterproofing for concrete. And so we're going to have these tied to the wall, to our middle beams, and these have footings. And then this will be floating over the water. So pretty much when this water comes up for high tide, it actually reaches that third level right there, the 1, 2, 3. And so our floors are going to be sitting right above those. And so our wooden floors are going to be sitting right above that, so the water doesn't damage the decking. And so we've got to raise this whole deck on the bottom here, probably about almost 2 meters, which is about 6 feet. And that's a huge project in itself of the engineering, but Along is single-handedly taking care of it because he's the man. And we're going to be losing that slide, so we've got a stadium-style seating that we're going to do. Our views are being compromised because of all the modernization and building and that neighbor, and also the riprap on that side. So hopefully they finish that off looking nice. But the good news is going down this way to this side of the river is still really beautiful aside from the parking boats. So we're going to try to focus on our visuals going that way. So again, just a side quest in our daily grind, but just wanted to share that with you guys. So back to the room. All right, back over here, and now we are setting up our little spot for our 30-minute million. So that's the exciting part. So we've got the daily grind, and then we've got highlights that are going to be really exciting that we set up for. So we've got David, who is a friend, and he is a very successful businessman, but he just has a mind and a strategy that I just appreciate so much. He's going to be on our first episode, and the 30-minute million is a concept that we could use great minds in collaboration to help speak into the process of building social enterprise, which we are using the platform of Pursuit of Coconuts, this channel, and also Isla Eden, which is going to be the business sector of what we're doing. But we wanted it to be transparent. And I got caught up in marketing. And on our last episode, check that out, I just did a confession that we just need to be very transparent. So we're giving you behind the scenes view of everything we're doing. And we're going to be launching, hopefully, here Isla Eden pretty soon. And that's going to be curated goods from the Philippines, but we have a special soap that we worked on for quite some time that's using the local virgin coconut oil from the Philippines, and also is really a great product. We're hoping to make some here too, but right now it's being manufactured in the US. So stay tuned for that. I got to do a plug. It is a social enterprise, but we also are showing you the back end of all the stuff that we're doing. So this is actually going to be where we're going to be, I'm old school, called taping, but we're going to be recording our video. And so just wanted to make it look nice. So we're hoping to crop it and probably have the end look something like that. Oh, I hear B-Boy. He's coming. Now here's the other part of being so Filipino, is that people don't give us advance notices, and fiestas are huge, and he has a local fiesta in Carmen. And this fool didn't call me until this morning when he should have been in here, so I had to improvise my morning, and now we got to work late tonight, and now I'm gonna kick his butt. This guy right here.
No filming. Deportation.
No filming, deportation.
Yeah.
Well, you should have called me earlier.
My mom just asked me like this morning too.
His mom just asked him this morning, and
I can say no to my mom.
I can't say no to his mom either. So you're lucky. I love her, you little punk. So today's daily grind, we continue on. It's a mess in here. I'm gonna start recording a few things. I gotta do this daily vlog thing, and so the daily grind, slow and steady wins the race. And even though we're going after exploitation, after, that can sound exciting, we're going after corruption, we're trying to build new projects and work with amazing stuff. The reality is 80% of the time, it is the background stuff. Returning emails, making contacts, working on design, products, cutting videos. Everything takes time, and it's the daily grind that builds the castle. And the important thing for the daily grind is, one, being able to capture it and share it with you guys transparently. Two, there is a level of quality and a level of identity that we want to put into this. So even though we're sharing this, we're going to give you the background stuff. There is a lot of little details that I just will explain to you guys. Coffee. And we are still under spiritual attack over here. And when I say that, some people are going to just kind of brush it off, but it is for real. There are, at a high school, 15 people that got possessed on Friday last week. And one of them is connected, 15, 1-5.
Dang.
I know. So, and so we've been praying. And so a part of that is God says to fast and pray, fully believing and knowing that the Spirit of God is stronger than any other spirit. And so just the weight of that has been pretty crazy here, just because it directly affects our town and our people. If you guys don't believe it, you better believe it, because this stuff is real. We are not just flesh and bones, but we are spirit and more than what you see on this earth. And that is why we do what we do, because if it was, we would just get rich on this earth and die without bringing it to wherever we're going. But our reward is in heaven.
So does the possessed thing happens to in the US or no?
People tend to try not to believe it, and a part of it, I think, is the culture doesn't pay attention to. They're so information based as far as like physical science, and they haven't yet figured out a way to study that, so they think that it doesn't happen. So I think that's a play that the devil allows. Like if you're not concerned with another realm or a belief that there's more than what you see here, then it's not a threat to them. But if there is a spiritual battle that goes beyond flesh and bone, that is known, and then I think people would seek more of spiritual enlightenment, and the devil doesn't play that game in some areas. So what I've seen in the U.S. is that if it's not bothering the devil, then why would the devil even compete against that? But in areas like this, where there's a big spiritual battle of being connected on a whole different spiritual level, then I think that it becomes more prevalent. So it does happen, probably not as much. And if science can't answer it, which I think science is now proving a lot more stuff as far as like trauma bondage and storage of information in cells, and things traveling through light and speed, and all this rambling that I'm doing makes no sense, and why does it even have to go with this channel? But it was a question asked and I'm answering it, and I'm just being real transparent. And these are the conversations that we have in our office, because to us it means a lot. So to coffee. I think we're good to go. Got my little setup here where I can take notes. Got the background looking hot. Got the mic in front of me. Got the computer and everything connected. This is the tedious task of the small things that are done behind the scene. And this is what makes every day go. So we might only show you a little bit about the exciting stuff, but again, transparency is the new policy. So we're just showing you kind of what we have to do on a regular. And this stuff might not be fun, but it's foundational and essential. And all this works out for a better shot. So this is going to be for the 30-minute million. And this is a podcast-conversation that we're using to improve how the social enterprise can impact people, the planet, and the prosperity. And so we're getting millionaires to be able to speak into the process, give us feedback. We're being humble enough to act on what has worked, also push back that it's not just about the profits, but it's about the stewardship of what we are doing. And we've got a bunch of cool stuff coming up, and we want to take you on this journey. And so here we are. We are setting up, doing the work behind the scenes, and sharing it with you guys. So this is the foundation laying of all the work that we do, even to the simple stuff as just setting up a little studio for our podcast. Thank you. B-Boy.
Yep.
There he goes. All right. So we'll see you on the next one real soon here. And probably in the next less than 20 hours, we're going to be recording with a very respectable guy that is a genius, I would say, in my own words. So excited to share with you guys what that's going to be. And on to the next. We just shot our first 30-minute million, which is an episode where we talk to a millionaire and they try to give us the advice to execute for the next 30 days to reach $1 million. So these were the key takeaways from David. I have here that the question was, what are my 3 main supply chains or demand lines? And that's the membership. He thinks the weekly sales and bespoke hospitality. Now, I know that that's something that he specifically is involved with right now, and sometimes we speak on things that we're familiar with. But I also think that was a game plan for us, but I thought it would be later on in the pipeline. But it is something that I probably should start working on now, which is awesome. So I'll set some minimum viable plans for the bespoke and hospitality. But I definitely know that it would be a miracle if that happened in the next 30 days to make $1 million. Unless I land $1 million contract, which, hey, who knows? But for right now, I have a couple of hotels, Azul de Panglao, Fox and the Firefly, and Stephanie Gray's, that we can start making some soap for, bespoke soap, to customize some scent for them, and also see the quantities that they use. So I think that the liquid soap will work best in this case, just so that way I can add essential oils and scent very easily. The bar soaps take a little bit more testing, just because it may change the hardness and softness of the soap, and depending on how it's mixed. And I still have to figure out how to make soap here. So I got to start working on that pretty quickly. I do have manufacturers that I can talk to see if they can help with that, which is, if it's local, in Cebu, it's going to be a lot easier, but I definitely want to start working on that. The other thing that I realized that I need to do is just get a sales team. Like, I cannot do sales all by myself. There is a lead, working with somebody in LA to partner with them, figure out a sales stream. It would be where a portion of the proceeds goes to pretty much to their salary. And so we're going to try to look at a commission based, but the partner that I'm working with will probably carry their salary for a little bit, and we could create metrics to see if we can replace that salary. Then everything after that is golden. That's going to be fun to figure out, but that's going to be on my dude to call. Actually, I should text them. So I'm going to do that pretty soon. So again, membership, seasonal sales, bespoke hospitality. I'm going to start working slowly on the hospitality side, work primarily on the sales, and build a sales team up. That's my main thing. I've got to get a package set up and the branding set. So I've got phone calls to make to fill up the basket with some local made stuff. So I'm going to focus on our soap to finish off, a bar of chocolate possibly. I've got 2 to 3 good leads that I might be able to work with some local cacao farmers and or developers of the cacao, and then some woven baskets and a really cool capiz ornament that's Philippines made but really looks good in all trees, because it's these little shiny, colorful shells that they get from the ocean that they turn into really cool little handmade pieces. So that'll be my first release, just to make it as minimal as possible, starting somewhere, and we'll have different tiers. So I got to figure out the tier memberships, the seasonal product kind of layout, and see which one I can execute first, and then work on the sales team, and I got to start selling. So I got a lot ahead of me. Let's see if I can do this in the next 30 days and see if we can reach or get closer to that $1 million goal. And we'll keep you posted along the way. But that was pretty much my summary that I got from David. He asked a lot of good questions. And I'll tell you what, the experience for me is that when you're speaking to somebody of high level and high caliber in business in general, a lot of the same practices in business goes across the board. And then there's some unique different details for each sector or business or product that is clarified through just kind of working it out and getting feedback from the true customers. So now the work is very focused on this conversation and to get this executed. So here we go. Welcome to the 30-minute million, and I will keep you updated for the next 30 days along the way. So day 1, 30 minutes.